Hi everybody, I'm here to talk about yesterday's vital 3-1 win for Rangers against Hibs at Ibrox. It was a great victory, much needed 3 points obviously, but not a great performance. I've heard people since then saying it was a good display, even when I was driving home from Ibrox, listening to Radio Clyde and their pundits who weren't even there, telling us how well certain people played or whatever. It's nonsense. It wasn't a good display. It was one of our worst ones in terms of going back to being too pedestrian, too slow, too many sideways passes, not enough forward passes, vital players being off the pace. It just wasn't a good display. We were good in parts, obviously, and we were better than Hibs. We deserved to beat them, obviously, because Hibs actually were a well organised, big, strong team, fast on the break, good passing. They at least tried to play football when they had possession. So good passing, that's how they got their goal, passing it from practically their own penalty box right into ours. So we're up against a dangerous team. And having said that, although they did look dangerous when they were going forward, when you look at the stats, I think they had 6 shots at goal and only one on target, that being the goal, obviously. So the stats tend to show maybe they weren't as dangerous as we thought at the time, due to the tension you're suffering when you're only a goal ahead of them or whatever. So that was the stats as far as they're concerned. For ours, I think we had 26 shots at goal and 8 on target. And obviously only scored 3, so we should have scored more. It should have been a much more comfortable win, and it should have been all over long before it was in the 85th minute when sub Matondo scored that vital third goal. So it was probably a more comfortable victory than we felt at the time because of the tension and the fact there was only a goal in it for a good 40 odd minutes. That doesn't help. But when you look back at it and when you see highlights again on TV, etc., you realise we were far superior to them, even although we didn't have one of our better days. When you think about the goal, when it came, it was unexpected because we thought we just missed a great chance to get on the front foot even more and put them in their place. But we missed the penalty. And by the way, since seeing that penalty, which was a woeful effort from Tavernier, I've read in the press that his wife suggested that he hits one up the middle, and he does it. I mean, how crazy is that? That's as bad as Bert Conterman being taught how to play football by his mother. But if you're going to hit it up the middle, everybody knows you don't hit it, knee height. You hit it high because the goal is going to dive one way or the other, and the chances are 90 odd percent that it'll hit some part of his body as he dives, even if he dives the wrong way. So if you're hitting it up the middle, Tav, hit it up higher. Otherwise, what happened there will happen again. And we thought at the time, luckily it bounces out and there's Dud Wright running in, and he hit it really well into the net. Couldn't believe it. Then of course the dreaded VAR, which gave us the penalty in the first place, chalks it off because when you see it again, I was dying to see it again on TV. His toe must have been ahead of everybody else, just over the 18-yard line. But when you look at it, Hibs had guys with their feet over the line of the D, which counts as well. So if defenders are encroaching, it's supposed to be a retake. So all that came to nothing anyhow. Goal chalked off, back where we started. Thankfully, within a few minutes, Tav had redeemed himself when a cross from Lundstrom was just headed out. And I think it was about 10 yards out when Tavernier just volleyed it diagonally into the net. So that was a great goal, great way to make up for his shocking penalty. So we looked as if that was the beginning of the end for Hibs. We continued to miss 2 or 3 chances. We dominated the ball, obviously, but then they broke away in I think it was the first minute of 7 extra minutes, thanks to all that VAR added into the first half. So they broke away. A pass inside Lundstrom actually found him wanting. The guy ran onto it. Lundstrom was like a guy pulling a caravan behind him. He was just so slow and cumbersome. There was no way he was going to catch the guy. Suter came across, missed the tackle. Lundstrom by that time's in line. He misses the ball. Golson misses his tackle. Tavernier by this time's trying to get the guy who's going to score. He doesn't get it either. The keeper comes diving out head first to try and flap it away, but the guy just prods it past him. So there you had, 5 Rangers players all at fault for a simple goal like that. Their one and only shot on target, and all of a sudden it's nearly half time, and we're one each. Unbelievable. But thankfully, we didn't let our heads go down. I'll say that about this team and the individual players as well. Even Drossers keeps going, because we nearly scored just after that when Drossers, for once, actually managed to jump up. Not only jump up, but head the ball. Not only head the ball, but get it on target just underneath the bar. But Marshall just jumped up and palmed it over the bar. So we thought that would be the last chance before half-time whistle. And then just after that, great move. Cantwell runs onto it. Great cross into the box, 6-yard line. And miracle. I mean, it's Easter. Time of miracles. This was a bigger miracle than Easter, because not only did he jump up this time, but Drossers actually fired it into the net just underneath the bar. So well done him. That was the best thing he did. The only thing practically he did the whole game. So we go in 2-1 up when it was looking quite bleak at that point. So well done to the whole team, and especially Drossers, for keeping going, and rather than just keeping it at one each until the whistle. Second half was much the same. We missed chances. They had a few attacks that came to nothing, thankfully. But Drossers, he had one where he headed it and it brought out a decent save from Marshall. But Drossers just headed it the way he was looking, and he was looking sort of past the left-hand post, I would have said. So I don't know if they're gone in anyhow, even if Marshall hadn't dived and palmed it away. Then he had a bad miss when the ball was put onto him, 6-yard line. He hits it first time for a change, and it goes past the post when it was easier to actually put it into the net. So that was him back to normal, obviously. We had to wait a long time, 85th minute, before substitute Matondo cut in from the left-hand side, got past one guy, looked up, and he fired a beauty curling shot into the far corner. Marshall, no chance. So that was an excellent way to wrap up the points, 3-1. So good victory, not a great performance. Even worse performance actually came from the referee, David Dickinson. He should just stick to antique shows, because he ain't a referee. The number of decisions he made was just appalling, especially when it came to, I've never seen so many bounces to restart play in my life in one game. There must have been 5 or 6 of them in this game, and practically every time he just gave it to Hibs. He was too frightened to give it to us. The worst one was actually when we were attacking. It went to Lawrence. He took a touch. He should have shot, but he took another touch. This was just inside the box. He took another touch. I think he took even another one, and then the referee blows to stop the play because a Hibs guy had gone down, 30 seconds before. Oh, that's bad enough. He restarts play by just handing the ball to the goalkeeper. We were in possession. We looked as if we might be scoring, and he gives the ball to Marshall to restart the play. Unbelievable. Just an absolute joke, this guy, David Dickinson. But of course, he's one of the Masons who always give everything to us. He did that a few times. Silly bounces when it was us who should have got possession. The funniest bit, though, in the play was when he gave them a free kick, and the guy tried to take it really quickly, and he fired it right off the face of one of his own players, and it bounced right onto the face of another Hibs guy about 5 yards away, and the two of them went down as if they'd been shot by Lee Harvey Oswald, and the play had to be restarted again. So at least that was a funny moment. But overall, Dickinson was just shocking, the decisions he was making, stopping the play practically every time they went down after a tackle or being banged into or whatever. And then, of course, as soon as they stopped the play, they jumped up, no treatment needed, everything was fine, play on. So usual cons from the opposition when they're trying to waste time at Ibrox and keep us at bay. So that was quite shocking, obviously. But a good day in terms of 3-1 win, We're now ahead of Celtic until they play today, so who knows what will happen.